Outlander star opens up about that literal bloodbath. Forget the red wedding. Have you ever seen anything more frightening than the red bath? In Sunday's episode of Outlander, the time-tripping guileless Duncan, Lotte Verbeek, returned to the plot in a very grisly manner by stepping out of a literal bloodbath. Props to director Charlotte Brandstrom for the Mrs. Robinson-like way she filmed Verbeek's leg emerging out of the pool with young Ian sitting wide-eyed in the background. I asked the Dutch actress, who was last seen returning through the stones at the end of season 2, to explain how she executed her crimson comeback. They warmed it up to body temperature. After a couple of takes my skin was getting really red and my face as well, because it really warms you up. It was also really slippery, which made it tricky to get out of the tub without falling flat on my face and then walk toward young Ian in this predatorily foreboding way. I would just try and not fall and slip. But I just had an amazing time because it was a really interesting concept, this combination of eerie and beauty. And I've never seen somebody completely covered in blood. It was interesting to look at the patterns on my skin and how it progressed as I walked out of it. What was it made of? It was something harmless, apparently. It was supposed to be something like a natural color rinse with glucose, or like some sort of sweet, syrupy-like substance. Because not only does it have to be the right color, but it also has to have the right thickness. It had to look realistic. They did an amazing job, but I was just thinking of the order, let's order like 500 gallons of fake blood and warm it up. So when you went back through the stones at the end of season 2, your goal was to save Scotland, right? Yes, that was always the idea. But now that we have found Giles as Mrs. Abernathy in Jamaica and it's obviously so many years later, that didn't work out. So now she's just kind of settling for wanting to know when the new Scottish king will rise. At this point, it might not happen in her lifetime. So there's also a sadness in this big dream. She wanted to change the course of history. That didn't happen. Is Giles truly evil? Yeah, totally. That was a big change for me. I don't believe so much in good and evil. I feel like we all have opposing forces within ourselves. And Giles is exactly that. We know that she's killed her husband, but we never really see her do the act of killing. So I think in a way, that helped the audience to relate to her, or to at least believe her. But in this season, all of a sudden she's killing these young boys. And she's bathing in the blood that she says is goat's blood. But maybe it's from the young boys. And so, all of a sudden it's a bigger challenge to get people to relate to me. This sequence, she's just gone nuts, like time has played a toll and now she's actually kind of losing her a little bit. Does she really like Claire? Oh, I think she does. There are not a lot of options of female friends. And, you know, she is ultimately alone even in the scenes in at the ball. She kind of stands out. You kinda can tell that she's not hanging out with friends. She just taking care of business and then she leaves. For me it's always been clear that with Claire, it's companionship. Guile needs the precious stones to go through the time portal, right? Yeah, she believes that she needs them and needs to bring in the blood sacrifice as well. That's how she does it. Will there be more discussion about why she and Claire are the only ones who can time travel? No, that's officially never really talked about, I don't think. It just is. They're characters on Outlander, but they should really talk about it. I think it's because some women have superpowers. Outlander star opens up about that literal bloodbath.